This is the full ship tour of the MSC Seascape. From the moment we stepped on board the Seascape, we knew we were in for a unique experience. From glass walkways perched high above the ocean to amazing attractions like the first ever robotic thrill ride at sea, this ship seems to have it all. I'm Gary with Optimal Cruising, bringing you fresh cruise advice, money-saving hacks, and secret strategies the cruise lines don't advertise. Now let's check out exactly what the MSC Seascape has to offer. The pool deck is one of the more popular areas on any cruise ship, and the Seascape has one of the more expansive ones in the cruising industry, with some unique features, like this little island sun deck right above the main pool area. They also have some interesting day beds that overlap the pool, and the pool is two-tiered with a shallow area that you can just sit or put your feet in, and that spills right over into the main pool where you can go for a swim. There is seating to accommodate a large number of passengers, but not a lot of shade on this pool deck, so keep that in mind. The pool deck has two jacuzzi whirlpools, one on each side of the main pool, just like this one here. And if you are looking for shade, you can be accommodated off to the side of the pool under a corridor where they have an awning that stretches quite a ways with a lot of tables, different type of seating, different chairs, and this heads into the kiddie area where some of the water slides are. The water slide to the left here is a tandem tube water slide. And in the middle of this area is a children's or kiddie play area with a lot of water features, even a big bucket that dumps a whole ton of water on you. And kids have a lot of fun in here throughout the day. There are also some very small water slides for smaller children. We're going to get to the big water slides in a minute, but first, there is an arcade here for all ages off to the side of the children's pool area, and this arcade is not only for kids. They have a lot of rides for bigger kids, including a Formula One racing simulator and some other virtual reality games. Now let's take a look at the big boy water slides. So this ship has 3 large-scale water slides. 2 of them are body slides, and 1 is a tube slide that you can either do in tandem or by yourself. They have both types of tubes available for use. Before you use the water slides, make sure you sign MSC's waiver, and they give you a bracelet which will allow you to use the slide. And there's usually a desk at the base of the staircase going up to the water slides where somebody's there to have you sign the waiver and hand out the bracelet. And while you're climbing your way up to get on the water slides, you're going to notice the sports court area and a nice little climbing area in the middle of the ship between the water slides. The sports court here is situated uniquely on this ship where it's not as windy as you'll find on a lot of other cruise ships. They have basketball and everything else from soccer to pickleball. So just look in your schedule for when things are being offered that you're interested in and head out there and you can participate. Just make sure you wear closed-toed shoes because they will turn you away if you're wearing sandals or flip-flops. And here they have these nice little planks you can walk through across the sky. There's nets on both sides, so you're not going to fall, but it's an exciting experience. And if you think we've seen a lot of water activities so far on this ship, there's still another pool on this same level. So here we have the Solarium Pool, which is enclosed, although they can retract the roof if they want to, if the weather's good. And there is a lot of nice seating here. As you can see, there's some seating around the pool and also some bigger, more comfortable chairs off to the side. There are also two nice hot tubs on either side of the Solarium Pool. At the Solarium, you also have a full bar and a gelato station, which is an extra fee. And one thing that makes the Seascape design quite interesting and different from other cruise lines is that the Solarium Pool is really a double-deck enclosure where you can go up the stairs and get to another seating area that overlooks the pool, but also has a lot of games going on throughout the day. In fact, they have table tennis set up here pretty much all the time. They have pool tables and some other games that you can play. And if you have kids participating in the Kids Club activities, the Kids Club is right here on the deck above the Solarium Pool, which makes it quite convenient. It's also nice to note that on MSC ships, the Solarium is open to families. This is not an adult-only area like it is on other cruise lines like Royal Caribbean. But if you are looking for an adults-only experience by the pool, there is one spot you must check out. The Seascape has a very well-designed infinity-style pool in the aft of the ship on deck 8, and this pool is for adults only. In fact, you have to be 18 plus to be in this area. It is strategically situated away from any kids' activities, so you're not going to find too many kids walking through here. And it's a nice relaxing spot that gets shade for part of the day because of the tall back of the ship, which, depending on where the sun is hitting from, you're going to get shade on one side or the other. And the pool is really two pools divided by a little walkway that you can go out and look off the back of the ship. There is also a full bar here at the Infinity Pool and a gelato station. And as a side note, if you are a smoker, there is a huge smoking section on the starboard side of the ship behind the Infinity Pool on deck 8. So once you're leaving the Infinity Pool, it doesn't matter which side of the ship you walk on. If you walk straight down deck 8, you're gonna come across a long infinity style whirlpool. They have them on both sides of the ship, and they are accommodating for many people with a long seat, so everybody's looking out over the ocean. Now, MSC keeps the water temperature in these pretty cool, so it is not really a hot tub. It's more just like a whirlpool, but it is comfortable. It's just not hot. So now that you've worked up an appetite from all these water activities, let's take a look at the amazing food venues on board this ship. Of course, the Seascape has a huge buffet, and this buffet sets this ship apart from some of its competitors. When you walk in, you are immediately greeted with a multitude of stations serving food of all different types. They always offer some type of made-to-order stations, so For example, at breakfast, you can get omelets made to order. During lunch and dinner, they'll vary things from a pasta station to a Chinese station, and they have all the ingredients, and you just tell the chef what to put together for you, and they make it fresh. And then one of the most famous items MSC is known for is their pizza, because it's done fresh on board. The dough is made from scratch. You can see them doing it in the buffet. So that's definitely something to take a look at, and you've got to try the pizza at least once. There is a bar in the middle of the buffet, and you can get most any kind of drinks there, especially if you're on the drink package. And another unique feature is that they have a drink making station where at different times of the day you can make your own Bloody Mary or your own sangria, and they have all the ingredients there for you to put it together how you prefer. And if you're looking for a more traditional style meal, let's take a look at the main dining rooms. The Seascape has 4 main dining rooms situated throughout the ship. So unlike some other ships where the main dining rooms are all in the same area, you're going to find them in different parts of this ship. Some of them are larger and some are smaller, and you'll be assigned to one based on where your room is located. However, you don't have to eat at that one. If you prefer to eat at a different one, you can ask for a time to be set up for you at your preferred location, or you can just show up, and in most cases, they'll be able to find you a seat. Keep in mind that the menu is exactly the same each night for each main dining room, but they do have a different decor and a different feel. But if you want to try one of their premium dining options that costs a little bit extra, let's take a look at what the Seascape has to offer. They have a Mexican-themed restaurant called Hola Tacos. They have the traditional steakhouse. They have a nice seafood specialty restaurant. They have a hibachi grill, which is right next door to their sushi specialty restaurant. And while they're not serving food here, if you're a wine enthusiast, they do have a unique spot where you can check out wines from all over the world. Now we're going to show you the best place on the ship for dessert or an after dinner drink in just a minute. But first, I want to take a look at the theater because a lot of people like to see a show either before or after they eat dinner. The Seascape has a very nice theater with a lot of plush seating. It's quite comfortable, and while they do take reservations, we've never had a problem just walking up and getting a seat. The entertainment on this ship will consist of some shows that are done by staff on board. On other shows where they bring in some specialty acts, usually you'll get a comedian, maybe a magic act, maybe some type of juggling or some other sort of entertainment like that. And then the Cabaret Rouge is another unique bar and lounge area where they have live entertainment in the evenings. It is double-deckered, so there's a lot of seating there and a lot of vantage points from which to see the show, which make it kind of interesting. And it's a unique kind of show they put on there. It's kind of a cabaret-style show, and sometimes they do some circus-type acts as well. Whenever you want a specialty sweet treat, there is one place on board the Seascape that you have to try out. This is the Vanchi, which is an Italian chocolatier that has a contract with MSC, and they have these aboard all of the major MSC ships. They make handmade chocolates right in front of you here, and they have an amazing selection of gelato, which you can get a scoop to try out a flavor, or they can make you a complete decadent sundae. They also have an amazing menu of coffees. You can order some unique types that you probably haven't heard of before. And the coffee bar has a full bar. So they also have after dinner drinks and all kinds of things. And while everything in the Vanke is an extra charge, it's not really that pricey, and it's definitely worth trying out. If you are a casino player, wait until you see what they've done with the casino on the MSC Seascape. But first we're going to take a look at the Atrium, which is really one of the focal points of this ship. It actually expands through 4 deck levels, and there are crystal staircases connecting each of the decks. And you can also use the elevator, of course, but it's quite a sight to see and definitely worth a walk around. There are a lot of comfortable seating areas all throughout the Atrium area. There are some amazing bars. In fact, in our opinion, the best bars on the ship are located in the Atrium area. There's one on the lowest level of the Atrium, which is their main bar, and then there are bars on the decks above the lower level, and those are also superb. The Atrium is your go-to spot for anything you're going to need during your cruise. So guest services is on the ground floor of the Atrium, and you're also going to see the shore excursions desk around this area. There's also the future cruise office where you can get big discounts if you're booking another cruise. And if nothing else, you can get some great pictures here with the various backgrounds on different levels of the Atrium, with the staircase behind you. It's just a great venue to be in and to relax around. Now let's take a look at the casino. So on the Seascape, they actually have slot machines on 2 levels. So they have the main casino, which is loaded with slot machines, video poker, as well as various table games. But going up the stairs in the middle of the casino, there is kind of another Atrium-like area that's New York City themed. You're going to see a replica of the Statue of Liberty, as well as a replica of Times Square. And directly above the casino, it opens up. It's not completely enclosed. There is a authentic sports bar that also has many gaming machines inside. So it's a pretty expansive area, and you don't feel as crowded. You can find a spot where it's not so crowded, especially if you go upstairs and are interested in playing slot machines on that level. And even if you're not a gambler, you've got to check out this sports bar. It's one of the best I've seen at sea. It's very large compared to others, and they have private booths with TVs, many of them. So if there's a sporting event going on during your cruise, I was on once where there was the Super Bowl going on, and if you get there early and you get a spot, you have a great vantage point to watch the game and have some drinks. And they also serve some food in there as well. So it's a great place to hang out and chill if you're into sports. And there are a lot of nice lounges situated throughout the MSC Seascape, and they're great places to just get away from it all and relax during the day. And then in the evening, they'll usually have some type of entertainment. The Loft here is one of the particularly interesting little lounges where they have a breakfast setup, which is a continental breakfast. They have a bar in there, and there's not usually a whole lot going on except for in the afternoons or evenings when they'll have some activities and some live music. Now, if you're a shopper, in between the Atrium and the front of the ship, on decks 6, 7, and 8, you're going to find different varieties of shops. everything from fine jewelry to sundry shops. They have a great selection. I'm not so sure that the deals are that great. If you're looking for a great deal, wait maybe till the end of the cruise where we often would see a lot of things go on sale. But they have quite an extensive collection of shops. Next, we're going to look at one of the more impressive fitness centers and spas at sea. But first, I want to know where you spend most of your time on a cruise. Put it in the comments below. So here you're looking at the fitness center. Now this facility tends to get crowded, especially on sea days in the mornings. However, it is much larger than a lot of other cruise ships I've been on. They have a good number of machines of all types, and the equipment is modern and current. And what impresses me about the Seascape Spa is the thermal area. Now, even if you're not going to book a spa treatment, because they can be quite pricey, you can get into the thermal area for about $30 for an hour. And it's definitely worth it to try at least once. It's a nice experience with a lot of different rooms going from cold to hot to cold to hot. They have a snow room, they have many different types of saunas, a steam room, a really nice hot tub where the water is really hot, and they have some outdoor hot tubs that you can only access from the facility. So you have to have the pass to get in there. Now, if you book a spa treatment, it will include time in the thermal area, which is really nice. And if you have perks with MSC, you can also get in there for free. But even if you don't, it's worth trying it out because it's one of the better spas that I've seen at sea. Now let's take a look at some of the more unique areas on the Seascape. They have this Boulevard De Cabaret, which is in the rear of the ship on deck 7, where they basically just turned a normal walkway into an experience. You walk down this hallway and you're hit with changing lights, and it's like walking through a light tunnel. And then at one side, they have some good photo ops. It can make you look like you're riding in a helium balloon. It's just a nice touch and something that you won't find on a lot of ships. And then there are the infinity bridges. There's one on each side of the ship on deck 8 in the middle of the ship, and it's basically a glass bridge that stretches out over the water. So it leaves the ship over the water and then comes back into the ship. It connects the front and back of the ship, but you're actually walking over the ocean. It's really cool, and you've got to try that out. But the infinity bridges don't even compare to this next feature. But first, if you've enjoyed any part of this video so far, make sure you subscribe to our channel and get all of our cruising updates. This is the Bridge of Sighes, an amazing glass bridge built on the back of the ship on deck 16, where you're actually walking over the pool deck down on deck 8 below, and you can get some amazing views and pictures up here. And an interesting fact, if you've never been on an MSC ship before, is there is no deck 17, so the decks go from 16 to 18. And that is because 17 is a superstitious number in Italy, where the parent company MSC is from. So now that you're all ready to board the MSC Seascape, there are some very exclusive areas of this ship that are available to people who book yacht club cabins. I'll tell you all about those right here.